Now, let's go and talk about the U.S. moon landings. If we note here, July 20th, 10:56, using the White House, or Washington, D.C., we note that the actual time Neil Armstrong sets his foot on the moon is when there is a Jupiter, Uranus, Pluto triple alignment occurring. Now, this is significant because according to Sir Timothy Good's book, Above Top Secret, the Worldwide UFO Cover-Up, NASA astronaut Neil Armstrong, an American astronaut and aeronautic engineer who was the first person to walk on the moon, and Edwin Buzz Aldrin was the second person to walk on the moon, saw UFOs shortly after the historic landing of Apollo 11 on the 21st of July, 1969. So this was within minutes of actually walking on the moon. The encounter began during a live television broadcast from the moon where one of the astronauts referred to a light on one of the craters. It's in or on a crater during the television transmission, the live television transmission, followed by a request from mission control for further information. Nothing more was heard on live television. However, NASA whistleblower Ken Johnson said the astronaut Neil Armstrong switched over to a medical channel, a medical radio channel, to continue conversation. Basically, this is how it went down. Mission control, what's there? Mission control calling Apollo 11. Apollo 11, Armstrong. These babies are huge, sir. Enormous. Oh my God, you wouldn't believe it. I'm telling you, there are other spacecraft out there lined up on the far side of the crater edge. They're on the moon watching us. So, according to former NASA employee Otto Binder, unnamed radio hams with their own VHF receiving facilities that bypass NASA's broadcasting outlets picked up the following exchange. What's there? Mission control, right? And basically, mission control being informed by Armstrong that there were large craft lined up on the far side of the crater edge watching them. Buzz Aldrin captured color footage of the alien crafts, but it was confiscated by the CIA upon the return of the Earth. The astronauts were silenced, and NASA refused to acknowledge any event. Nonetheless, a handful of pictures surfaced that are now being verified as actual UFO activity on the moon. So some of these pics do get released or somehow disseminate and get out there, and these were pics that were taken by Aldrin during that encounter. Right, so the Uranus-Pluto period peaks, right? You could see here, right? It peaked out in 1969. And then we go into a new period into the 70s. The 70s is a very interesting period because we don't see, the only real alignment we really see with this one here is, well, again, we see the Pluto-Jupiter alignment, the Jupiter-Pluto opposition with the Saturn-Uranus alignment. Again, notice Saturn-Uranus, Jupiter-Pluto, 4 out of the 5 planetary pairs that are engaged. And this is an abduction incident that occurred at the Apache Seagraves National Forest in Arizona. Travis Walton, who claims to be abducted by a UFO, could not be found, but reappeared 5 days after intensive national search. So there was a search that was conducted by the FBI, by state troopers, by the police for 5 days. He could not be found. Then he reappears absolutely naked 5 days later and has no memory of what transpired until later on. At the time, this became an incident because the crew of workers that were working with him were being charged with attempted murder, attempted, kidnapping and murder. It became a real legal incident. So again, there's an acceleration, intensification of abductions. They're becoming more aware that they're entering the national psyche and national awareness. They're being made into films, being made into television, movies. And you could see here, things are unfolding very quickly. One of the accounted